Good morning, friends. Welcome to Paint Pixie. Excuse me, y'all. It's the weather change. I'm Sheila with Sweetie's Creations and Decor, and we're going to be making some cute things today. Going to be pretty simple, but kind of to let you know more about the pixie dough and Josie's paints. So Josie may be in a little bit later. She had an appointment today, so she'll probably drop in a little while. I'm going to go ahead and move that off. Let me get to her page, and I believe I can see the comments better. Let me try it under my name and then see if we can do that. Sometimes it's hard to see those comments. Here I am. So maybe now, okay. All right. I think I've got us. Y'all come on in. Say hello when you come on. Hey Terry, good to see you this morning. Y'all come on in here. Good to meet you today. If I haven't seen you before, welcome, welcome. So we're going to put those over there. Okay, we're going to talk about the pixie dough in just a little while. I'll go ahead and start this. So I've got this beautiful little print here, and this came, I believe it's in my Pinterest. I found it in my files. I was trying to clean out some of my files, y'all. You know how it takes up your phone, and I've got way too many. And I thought, well, you know what? I kind of like this, and I think I'll do it today because I haven't done any lemon things. I usually do have lemons in the summer. But this year I've just been a little slower on getting some things. I've had mostly my sunflowers. So, I hope we're going to get some water here. I'm starting to get toward the end, and it's not wanting to come out as much, but I think we can get enough in here to get a little water on the edge of our print. Good morning, Josie. Hey, Terry. Yeah, Josie might be in just some. If you do have a question and I can't answer it, she'll come back and answer it for you. Y'all be sure and stay afloat because Josie will be putting it on her page. We are going to have an event in October. It's going to be Josie and Kathy from Digital Deco Designs prints, and we're going to have 19 creators showing you some different ways to use both of those products, and it will be fun. It's going to be Christmas, because you can't ever start too early, because you know that Christmas supplies sell out early, and a lot of the stores already have it in because they have to start early. So isn't this a beautiful lemon print? I just thought it was so pretty in this bottle. Now I'm going to tell you that I will show you some of Josie's colors. I do not personally have this color yet. It'll be something that I'll be getting. But you could use the sour apple or the key lime pie with this print and mix some other color paint with it and could get this beautiful color of this greenish blue jar here. I only have the Christmas cookie, which is a darker green, and so I'm just going to use the yellows, I believe, on that today, the yellows and the creams, because I don't know that I can get the blend I want with that color, but she's definitely got plenty of other colors to choose from. You can mix and match all of these colors. She's got all of these. This is the magical chalk paint, and just if you have a clean piece, you don't have to worry about priming or anything else. The paint will stick straight to it. So we're going to decide what we want to do with this wood piece, because I am thinking that the chai latte will be beautiful with this print. That color is perfect with it. But I can put either the brown chocolate souffle on the bottom, or I could put, I'm almost thinking either the honeycomb or the lemon crinkle on there. It's going to be a lighter, either we can chip it. I'm kind of thinking of chipping it because this is going to look a little bit more vintage, so I could definitely chip it. So tell me what you think. I'm going to tell you what to put in there. Y'all let me know. If you think we should put the chocolate souffle, let me show you this color. It's a beautiful brown. Yes, they're all named after desserts. Isn't that? You just want to lick the paint, don't you? But don't. But you can. Yes, it makes you want to. The chocolate. Yes, and Josie's excited about the event. I think it's going to be wonderful, y'all. We had an event back months ago with Josie and Kathy. It went really well. Everybody loved being able to see the products, know what they do. And so we want to introduce that to a lot of new people that maybe haven't seen them before. And if you have seen it before, then you will love what these creators are going to do. We've got some newer creators in it as well this year. So, got the chocolate. Or we could use the honeycomb, which is right here. And it's just a beautiful, creamy, kind of golden yellow. So if you think that we should put the brown, it's getting stained a little bit, but it's not going to be enough for me to crackle real well. And I'm resurfacing this. I have a lot of things, y'all. Each year I get out my things and I say, do we have some new prints? Do we have something new, something else we can do? And sometimes I just repurpose that. If you think that we should use the chocolate, give me a heart right now. Give me one of these. Push the little heart button. One of those. If you think that we should use the chocolate brown, which is called chocolate souffle. If you think we should use the honeycomb, this is going to make it a little lighter chip, but it'll still look good. Give me a thumbs up. Thumbs up if you think that we should do that. So let me see what y'all vote. Good to see you. I know I can't reach my laptop here, but I can see you better, y'all. So y'all excuse me for having to. I've tried different ways. Hey, Terry, good to see you this morning. Whatever I use. I think everybody's loving the chocolate souffle. I think the chocolate souffle is going to look good. So let's get that. Y'all forgot to grab my paint brushes. So let me grab that real quick. I may have one of them in the water. I used it earlier. Let me see if I can. Let me see. I think I've got another one though. Let me get the other one. I know I washed a bunch of them. I don't know where that went. Okay, well, let's see if we can get this one clean. Let me just get a piece of it. Yeah, I had my other brushes. I don't know, y'all. What I've got them. There must be some more. Okay, we'll be able to use this right here. And y'all just ignore that I've got it rusty. I accidentally left it in the water in my husband's bathroom when I was washing out. But it still works fine. So don't let that bother you. I've got another one that looks better than this. This is one that I had for a little while. So we are good. All right, let's get our chocolate souffle and put it out. Gets a little crazy sometimes, doesn't it? Now I want to. You can't see anything, Terry? Oh. All right, y'all, this is what I love about this paint. It has a flip top. When you buy that other paint and it's got that opening, I put a little hole in it and then it brings out the little seal in there. This comes with a little top. It comes out so easy. It doesn't squeeze too much. Stop squeezing and it stops. Love this design. Also, the Paint Pixie paint is a very good coating paint, so it coats very, very well. And I like that as well. So you have to get something you really like, and this is usually a one coat. Can't beat that, y'all. For, you know, for the value of one coat, and some of your inexpensive paints are not going to be one coat. Sometimes you're going to have to go back over it. I love that this just goes on so well. You didn't get to see the colors. This is the colors Josie has. Now, another good thing about this paint is that you can mix your colors. So you mix them, they do very well in mixing. Some paints do not do well mixed. These do great mixed. And she also has, and I did not have a picture of that. She also has some great, let me get one so you can see it. She also has some of the other colors in the shimmers, and this is the blush. It's kind of a pinkish. And then this is what the copper penny looks like. It looks like copper penny. This is a sample that she sent me. So those are some, and she's got some other shimmers as well. I want the creamier shimmer. I've got to get that. That's what, I love that too. A lot of people used that in the last event we had, and I had forgotten about it till I saw one of her posts, and I said, oh, I've got to get that color. So I got to get some more colors. But start out with your basic colors. Y'all, I know a lot of you are overwhelmed and you say, I can't possibly buy all the paint at one time. Get you the smaller bottles and start out. Get you a red, a green, a white, a black, a brown, just some basic colors. Make sure you got a cream or a white, and you can mix and match those colors to make colors you need, and that will start you out. Then as you go, you can add more. So that is my tip for today. I usually give a tip, and that's my tip, is to start out with your basic colors, then go from there. Because sometimes, you know, we know when you're starting out, it is hard. It is hard. All right, I saw where I needed to smooth that. I'm going to get just a little bit more to do these other sides. See how far that paint went? And that was just a little, is it called Prosecco? Isn't it, Josie? Prosecco? Yes, I love the Prosecco. It is a pearl, kind of a whitey cream. And when you put that over, it looks so beautiful. It looks like something very classy. All of those, all the shimmers do, but that is one of my favorites. Yes, that's one of my favorites. I saw a lot of people using it last time. I love the copper penny as well, y'all, because I love copper and bronze and things like that. And I'll tell you what you can do with that, with the copper penny. You can put a little bit of Josie's, let me remember the name of the black, y'all, because I haven't gotten that yet. Licorice. Thought it was, but I wanted to make sure. Take your licorice, put just a drop in there, and stir it, and it makes a beautiful bronze. Beautiful bronze. So then you have a bronze color as well. So think about just mixing your paint sometime and see what you come up with. It's amazing what you can come up with some different colors. I've mixed a lot of the paints and gotten some beautiful, beautiful colors. So there we go. Chocolate souffle. Isn't that beautiful? You know, it makes me hungry. Every time that I use these paints, I'm hungry. Champagne. White sand is the pearl. Okay, Josie, good. Josie has to tell me about these things because I haven't used enough to be, I'm glad she's here because she can tell y'all. Yes, the white sand is gorgeous, and so is the Prosecco. And it's kind of a champagne color, but both of those just make your product just shine and look so beautiful. It's beautiful on all kinds of things. Really mixes well with some of the Victorian prints when you need just a little, you want just a little shimmer on there. You don't really want to use diamond dust or something. Sometimes I don't want to use diamond dust with things that I'm doing. Did I get paint? But you can put a little bit of that and it just gives you a nice little shimmer, and I love that. It's beautiful on some seashell prints as well, or on seashells that you're going to add to a print. It's beautiful on there, and it will go well even over a color. Yeah, Josie, you don't have to spend a lot of money on a printer. Mine is a Canon, and it's called a craft printer. My husband got it for me years ago. It's still holding up real well. Now, it was having a few problems with my printing, but sometimes you just have to go in and update, or you need to save them to a file and print from there. I have to do that sometimes. So I am going to show you one of Kathy's prints today with some lemons that I've already done. But I wanted to use these just because I was just feeling these today, and I thought they would be so pretty. So y'all, we're going to be doing the chip method on this. It's one of my favorites. And we're going to do that instead of a crackle. I'm just going to use one of my softer little pieces of candle here. Let's make sure we've got it good and dry. Now you can put this where you want. If you just want to do your sides, you can do that. If you want to do more than your sides, then you'll put it all the way down on your surface. So I use a candle. Some people use Vaseline. I found the Vaseline's very greasy and it's not my thing. Some people use the packing tape after they get both colors on, then they just pull some off. Some people use sandpaper. It's totally up to you what you like. Hey, Debbie. Oh, good. You have a Canon like that? Mine works well. I like it. I mean, they do get persnickety sometimes. But yeah, she's going to do some more brochures. If y'all have never seen Josie, she does some beautiful work herself. She is also an artist, so she does great work. Her daughter is phenomenal. Phenomenal. If you've never seen her daughter's work, she is great at what she does. You feel when she speaks and talks, you feel so at ease. It's just a relaxing, just so relaxing. So y'all, I'm just going to put it around the edges because we're not going to worry about the middle so much because we're going to be putting our print on here. So mostly I'm going to need the edges. So I'm going to take and put just a little bit on our corners, on the edge here, and a little bit in between. Do the same thing. I love this board. I want to say this probably came from Walmart at one time. I believe they have them at Walmart. Could have come from Hobby Lobby, but I remember seeing a lot of these at Walmart. And I used this for a project in a class I was in one time. And sometimes when you take your things out the next year, you go, well, I've improved a little bit. I think I'll do something different. So hopefully I've improved. I try to learn as much as I can, taking some painting courses at our senior center so I can hand paint a little bit better. So I'm hoping to do a little bit more of that. Okay, y'all, let's now take, and I think this is going to look the best on there. I think that's going to match our print. I don't think it's going to be too dark because our print is lighter, and I think it's going to be pretty. Good morning, Catherine. How are you? Good morning, Pixies. Hey, Anna. Thank you for sprinkling. Thank you for spreading out. We appreciate that. Okay, I'm going to put this over here. And I have another one of Josie's brushes, y'all. I probably have them in there to wash. I took some in there to wash and then I forgot to go back and get them done. So I apologize for that. But Josie has some beautiful, beautiful brushes that you will love to use. They work very well. Let me get a... Where'd my paper towels go now? Here they are. Y'all, if I put something in a different place, I have to look for it. And I was trying to clean up. All right, we're just going to get this off a little bit. I like to wet my brushes. Wetting your brush is going to help it just move a little bit better with your paint. When you start, you can start with a dry brush, but I prefer a wet brush. So now we're just going to put our paint on top. Oh, I think this color is going to be good. I think it's going to be pretty with that because our print is lighter. You definitely could use the cream puff. Totally up to you. I just thought I would use this color today and we'll see how that looks. I think it's going to be pretty. But you just want to take, and I will tell you that Josie's paintbrush is better than this. This is okay. This was gifted to me. But I think her brushes do very well. You got your angel bundle? Oh, Catherine, as soon as you get through, you've got to post that and let people see how pretty you did with that. Anytime that you use any of Josie's items and you use the Digital Deco Design prints with it, you can post that to Kathy's sharing page. Just make sure that you've used Kathy's print and you can share that to Kathy's sharing page. You can also share anything that you do with my two groups, and they are listed on my page. One of them's called Sweet Treasures Lives, and you can go there and post your lives, your videos, your reels. I do still approve everything in that group because we did have some a gentleman with something really nasty putting something on there. It was a seller, which we don't allow that selling on there, but I kept blocking it, so I finally just had to start seeing the post. But I will get you approved there. But you can, anything that you do with Josie's beautiful items, be sure and post that there so people can see it, okay? And you know, list where you got your kit from or your paint from so that people know where they can go. I'm also an affiliate for Josie, so we like to come on, help her out. You'll see several of us come on her page and guest. Need a little bit more paint. So I know painting is boring, but a lot of people have never seen these colors, and I get a lot of questions about what color did you use. So I want to make sure that you kind of know the colors today. And I just need just a little bit for this other side, not much. We almost made all of that work. Pretty close, pretty close. Happy Monday, Deborah. Yes, Josie, if you need help, just, I know your daughter can do that, but if you need help, let me know. You need a sharing page, yes. Now, I will say that my sharing page, I do have a private one as well. That one is public, but I do have a private one, and sometimes it just depends on which way you want to do it. But sometimes you have to approve the post because you get a lot of people that aren't being very nice coming on there. This man had some kind of candles, and the names of them just were not what my audience would want to see, so I just definitely have to not have that. And plus, we don't allow selling. Okay, that's looking good. That's looking good. Okay, let's dry it and let's chip it up. Now, I sometimes don't dry mine all the way. I like it a little tacky. You're welcome. Hey, Deborah. Good to see you. So our event is October 26th. It's on a Saturday. We'll be on that morning from 8 o'clock till 10:15 that night Central Time. We will be posting more about it, and Kathy and Josie will post it in their page. We're still in the process of getting all of our friends that are going to join us approved and get their times approved before we make a flyer. And we do have a save the date flyer that's out, so save that date. I'm going to show y'all the pixie dough today. I don't like to dry mine all the way because I kind of like to scrape some of it off while it's just a little bit wet. So I'm going to move this over so we don't get in anything else here. Make that move a little bit. And I have one of these type of scrapers. You can use anything that you want. I love this one, and I think I'm going to go this direction. You're going to be able to see that brown underneath. Just like that. And sometimes you have a little bit more chippy in places than others, and that's okay too. I like it all. Now, the chippy method is what you see on a lot of products that you buy that have, it looks like a different background. That's called the chip method, and that's a lot of very, very popular in the farmhouse decor. And you'll see it like that. Sometimes you get all the way down to your wood. That doesn't bother me to have some on the wood come off. Sometimes you do it a little bit too hard. I am good with it. It's going to be covered up by this print anyway, so I am okay with it. Let's get this off the sides now. This is a really serious scraper, but I love it, love it. I didn't put as much on this side, looks like. I'm going to try to get our little corners here. And then you may not have as much. I didn't put, you see I've got a little bit right there. You can also take your sandpaper. So if you don't have enough of chippiness and you're saying, oh, I'd like to have a little bit more. And see, I can put something on the other side as well, and I probably will. I'll probably put something fall on the other side. Just to give it, I like to have a double-sided. I like to have something that's reversible. Now, in doing that, you're going to have to put your hanger, if you put a jute hanger, you're going to have to put it on the sides here so that you can use the other side. If you put it on the back, then that's going to show. So if you're going to use something and reverse it, put your hanger here on the side and it should hang fine. I usually put mine kind of in the middle. But see how good that's looking? Not a lot of chippy, but enough. Enough. And we're going to be putting our print on there. I'm going to try to get just a little bit more right in there. Just a little bit. And it does make a mess, but that's okay. All right, y'all, let me see which sander I want to use. I have two sanders. This one is one of the little Gators, and this one is another brand. They both work very well. This one comes with a lot of sandpaper. You can get it on Amazon. I don't have an Amazon affiliate. I got rid of it. Okay, hon. My husband's off today and he's got to run some errands. Okay, and then we're just going to sand it a little more. I'm just taking my sandpaper and just putting a little bit more on there, whatever kind of sandpaper you want to use. This one's a little bit rougher than the other, that's why I picked this one, but the board still looks really good. Now you see it almost looks like it has a green tone, so I think that's going to go good with the greens. That's the reason I picked that shade of paint today. Let's get this and let's put this in the garbage so we don't get that on our print. Okay, I'm going to turn it over. I'm going to put our tool back, make sure I've got it clean. These are very sharp, so be careful with them. That one I think came from Sherwin-Williams. All right, let's see, y'all, which way I want my crackle to go. I think go this direction. Yeah, I think I'm going to go this direction. Kind of to look at it, see which way you like it. I love this method. Hey, Raquel. Hey, Lisa. Good to see you today. So we're using this cute print, and y'all, I believe it's on my Pinterest store. I will look for it. It was in my files. I love those lemons and the flowers. I took one of my stamps and stamped this edge. So another thing that I love to do is stamps. So I've got this one here. Got to remember which way it goes, y'all. I think it's this direction. Okay. And then you just take as much of it as you want. I just use like an edge if I'm just going to put a small. And then I just put it down and just press it. Doesn't have to be all the wording. And look how different that looks with just a little bit of stamping. A little bit of stamping. So those are fun to just take some stamps and play with them a little bit. Now we're going to use the force field to put underneath. Force field is good for your decoupage, and it also is a good sealer. So I love this product. It's very liquidy, but I'm telling you it works. It works. I like to do a sponge. You can definitely use a brush. I kind of like to do a sponge just because I feel like my sponge will kind of move. So I just use the sponge. You want to use plenty. Don't be skimpy. It's going to go a long way. The liquid goes a long way, but I go ahead and just do the whole surface so that I don't have to worry about where I put my print. You can definitely put your print, fold it up, put more. I just go ahead and do the whole surface. That way I've got it on there and I don't have to worry about exactly where it is. It's a matte satin. and it's not going to be shiny, so real shiny, so it will do fine. And we're going to put our print on here. Let's see if I can get it kind of in the middle. I tore it. I did not really tear it here at the top because I didn't want to take those little scrolls off, but I'm going to move it down just a little bit because I think we'll probably put a bow. Let me see if I got pretty close, y'all. Before you push it all the way down, just kind of measure if you want to measure. I'm not a perfectionist, so I'm just really easygoing about mine, but some people are. It's pretty close, pretty close, pretty close. Whoop. I like that I can move it with this product before it gets completely dry. It does dry pretty quick though. Now let's see, I think we're a little closer now. Yep, right on it. Or it looks like it is. Then you just want to take it and go ahead and go around your edges. I do not seal my whole thing until it dries really well. I feel like it keeps the paper from wrinkling so much, so I just do my edges. Excuse me, y'all. My husband and I were outside for a concert the other night, and we both just have the allergies so bad. Just get some out of your sponge. It's going to dry to a satin. That's looking pretty. Isn't that beautiful? I love that. Now the reason I went ahead and did this color on the background is that I have these two pieces of mold here. These were done with the pixie dough. This was not Josie's mold. She does have some other molds though, but you can use this in any mold. So it can be any mold you want. And we're going to put those on the side. I think that's going to dress that up a little bit with the lemons. So we're going to paint these, but I'm going to show you some of the pixie dough. Let me get my hands clean because I want to have my hands clean when I'm handling this product. And I'm going to show you a couple of those. So here is one of Josie's little mini. And I put this, I like to put mine in the freezer. So what I like to do is I like to do the molds, and you can put a little bit of cornstarch in it. And then I like to put mine in the freezer. So hopefully I didn't leave it in as long this time, but I think this little one will come out. Let's see if I can get it out, y'all. If not, I'll have to let it sit. But I might be able to get the other one out. I figured that I could get this little mini out. But it's still a little wet. But I'm going to show y'all how easy this works. And then I'll put this back in the freezer and pull that out. But I might be able to get the other one out. But I didn't leave them in as long as I usually do. I like to leave them in at least 20 minutes. So here's the pixie dough. You're going to take it out. It looks like this. It's soft. It looks like marshmallow cream. Light and fluffy like a marshmallow. Depending on where you're going to put it, you can put it in here in a little ball. Now you won't need quite this much for these. So you can put that back in. And you see how pliable and flexible it is? Okay, let's see. What did I do with the cornstarch? There it is. Okay. I knew I put it somewhere. So I'm just going to take a little bit of cornstarch, and I'm going to do this little frog right here. This is a little frog. You don't need a lot in there, just enough to kind of coat it a little bit. And then I'm going to take a little of this. I don't think I'll need that much. And I'm just going to place it in here. I got a little fuzz. Let me get that little fuzz out. You're just going to push it in your mold, and you don't need quite that much. It takes very little. You just kind of just push it in to your mold. And I take mine and I just take my finger and kind of go around the edges and kind of push it down. And if you get a little bit over, you can always trim it off. These little ones, sometimes you do have a little excess that you got to trim off. Just make sure it's all the way in the mold, just like that. And then you can let it sit, or you can stick it in your freezer for 20 minutes and it'll pop out. Now Josie sometimes can pop these out, Mine don't seem to do as well unless I like to put mine in the freezer. And then you're just going to put it in like that, and you can take one of these little old credit cards. This is just an old gift card, and just go over the back just a little bit and take a little bit of that off, and keep that, don't throw it out. And then get your mold, make sure it's pushed back in. These little ones are very dainty, just like that. So I'll take another piece, and let's do one of the others. Now on these antennas, when you push in there, sometimes you have a little excess. Just take your little scissors or a little cutter and just cut those off when it's dry, and it'll work fine. I also have I do have the mold with the roses, and then I just kind of push mine in, and I just take this little card and just cut off the back of it and get that extra off, and then go back to my mold and just go back in just like that. So we'll get that in there. So I'll let these sit again, and then I will pop them out just like that. Easy peasy. So I'm going to let this other one sit and dry a little bit. It may or may not work, but I will show you the roses because I have some that have already been done, and I'll show you the rose mold. I love the roses. I use these quite a bit. So here's the rose mold. You see it's thick, which is nice. It makes a really good rose. So here's one of the roses. Here's one that I painted. And these, they're dry. See how they're flexible? They flex to your jars, to your candles. That's the reason I like this dough. This is never going to be very, very hard, y'all. This is a different kind of, this is not like your clay. It's not going to crack. You also can mold it to what you need. So you don't have to worry about it breaking, cracking. It's a different kind of mold. It air dries, and it's paintable. And so I like to put mine in the freezer for 20 minutes just so it pops out. And don't worry about it gonna be hard. It's not going to be. It's going to be flexible. This works so great on things that you know you're trying to put it on something round and stuff and it doesn't want to work. This is so flexible. It works great. And it does very, very well. So here's another one of the little roses. And you see how it's still flexible, and I've had these done a while. Put your little cornstarch in there, and then you can put, and I save them till I need them. So that is the pixie dough. And don't expect it to be dry like a clay. It won't be. It's a different kind of clay. And it's made that way. And so that was the rose. So that'll just show you. And then you can use it in any mold you want, y'all. You can use it in other molds. So don't be afraid of that. So got this one. What did I do with that other one? Did I put it back in the... Did I put it back in? Here it is. Y'all, I'm a little crazy sometimes. Just bear with me. It's all good. So we can look at the lemon crinkle. I'm thinking we might want to put the honeycomb. I think the honeycomb's going to look good. We can always dry brush with a little bit of this if we want to. Do y'all like that idea? He loves the pixie dough also, Cindy, your grandson. Hey, Kelvy, good morning. Yes, kids love to play with it. They do. They love it because it's soft. It kind of to them feels like Play-Doh. And I think they really, really enjoy using it because of that. So it's a great for kids to play with. You are so right. They love that. They love playing with it and making molds. And your grandchildren can, if they are able to, they can do you some molds as well. So I'm going to put a little bit of the honeycomb. And it is, it's a more of a goldy yellow. And I love this color too. So let's get that painted up. I'm just going to put a little water. They're handprints. Yes, you don't have to have a mold. You definitely do not. I almost made a lemon, y'all, because my lemon has a, it looks like it's, It's kind of a little bit bent, but I have another one somewhere, so I'm just going to use that one, and then I'll find the other one. But you definitely could just mold it and make something. Yes, you can make, I've seen people make little eggs, all kinds of little things with it, and you just can use it like a molding clay. It doesn't have to be inside a mold. That's a good tip. Thank you for that. Appreciate you saying that. I had forgotten about that, but it definitely will mold into things. I saw somebody use it like an egg. It made a little egg for Easter, and that came out really well. So let's get these painted up a little bit, y'all. I love this color. These were just a mold that I had. I think maybe it could have been an Amazon mold, but it will work with any of these silicone molds. Anything that you could use clay, you can use this product. This was more of a clay mold, and it'll work fine. Just get it. See how easy it paints up. It paints up really well. And we will use this. We'll just use. I like to use the Tight Bond on mine because it's a wood glue, but it's also a glue that will work with a lot of other things. Okay, y'all, so we're going to go ahead and get this all painted up, get that dry, and you definitely can use the dryer. You just want to be careful that you don't put the heat so close to it. I've not had it ever melt, but it could bend a little bit in places, so try to just be careful with it. But see how it holds up. I did this a couple of days ago. Some days I just take the molds and just make me some different things with it. So it's going to go on really well. Oh yeah, snowman, or yes, snowman noses. It would work. It would work. It definitely would, Deborah. Because you can take it and just mold it like you want, and you can make it down to one of the little carrot noses. Yes, for a snowman, for Easter time. Oh yeah, I have to make some of those. That's a great idea. Would make some really good ones. Ah, I see you're having some ideas for the event, right? Yes, Deborah, I see that mind working. So Deborah from Laugh, Love, and Craft is one of our friends that will be in our event. If you've never seen Deborah, you will love her. You will love her. She is such a great creator. I love her ideas, and she comes up with some things. Sometimes I'm thinking, how did she come up with that? She really has some great ideas, and she's a little bit newer on. So y'all go give her a follow so that she can build her page. If y'all see my friends on here with their names of their business, y'all go give them a follow. Josie welcomes that. She welcomes community. She welcomes other people to come on with their name, their business name, so that they can grow as well. So looking forward. I know October can't get here fast enough. Y'all, I love October. I love to do fall. But we decided we better do our Christmas early. November is getting a little bit late. Really, y'all, I know it seems early, y'all, but really, by November, the supplies are pretty much gone. There's nothing to choose from. You have to start buying Christmas things as soon as they come out. They get gone. They get gone. You have a lot of people that are in a lot of shows, and they will buy up everything, and there is nothing left. So you have to think early. You have to think early. We have to think way ahead of a season, y'all. We're already getting into fall. We won't be doing too many summer things. That's why I thought I'd go ahead and do these lemons, because I love this yellow color, and I thought I'm going to go ahead and do those today. And of course, those can stay out anytime. A lot of people use them for summer, but you definitely have lemons all year, so you can use them. And I love to mix them with limes. I love to set the table for the summer. The first part of the summer, I like to set my table with limes and lemons. And it looks really, really cute for summer. I had some ladies over one time and did that, and it was just so cute. Y'all, if you miss a spot, you can always go back. But we'll just get those all done. I think I've got them pretty good now. That looks good. Let's see a little place right here. Let me get that too. Yes, and Josie is so generous. She helps out a lot of events and people doing things like that to promote, and she is so generous in sending samples and things like that. She really is a sweet, sweet lady. Y'all do business with her. She gets your products out quickly. They always feel very special when you get them. And she is trying to grow as well. But these paints, I first used this, I think it was last year. I think I started using Paint Pixie last year. And really found that I liked it. You want some good quality paints. You want something that's going to do well. Oh, thank you, Teresa. You hadn't missed much, Teresa. We've just been painting, hon, and we've just put that print on. Did you see the print? This was one, I think it's in my Pinterest shop. If not, I'll look for it and see if I see it in there. There's a lot of prints like that they have free, and sometimes I put them in there, and sometimes I forget and just save it to my files. But that was something that was free for you to use, so I just helped myself and used it. So we're going to put these on there. Just going to dry them up a little bit to put our glue on the back. And they dry quickly. They dry up quickly. We can always touch up the paint if I take some of it off doing this. Okay? Let's put some, I like Titebond. You know, you can put it on however you want. I like to just use my finger, and mine's getting low. Catherine, you're a Paint Pixie snob. Well, I'm telling you, I was using a lot of different paints, Waverly and different things like that. But when I started using this, I found that I really liked the paint so much better because it coats so much better. And I'm telling you, you get what you pay for, y'all. You really have to look and make your choice, but you want something that's going to coat well because that's going to take less paint. You don't want to have to paint 2 and 3 coats of something. If you're painting 2 or 3 coats, and there are some very inexpensive paints, and when people are starting out, I know that they want to try to find some expensive paints, and that's good, but then you'll graduate to paint that you really like. I love the way this goes on. It works well for me. I have a bunch of paints I got to use up that, you know, and I've had to throw a lot away that got dry. So I'm kind of weeding that out. Okay, I'm going to go right here, y'all, where maybe I won't get that yellow on there. Okay, and we're just going to place these to the side. And I know they're not going to be perfect as far as up. They might not match up with our picture exactly, but they're going to look good. I cut a little bit off of them because one of them stuck just a little bit. I took it off too fast, and so I cut the edges up. And that's another great thing about these. Y'all, you can cut them to like you want them. They cut well, and you don't have to worry about it splitting it or anything else. They cut great. Just like this. Sometimes you have to move it a little bit. You might get a little wonky, and I'm okay with wonky too, y'all. I'm going to put a little glue right there as I feel a little piece sticking up right there. Just going to put a little bit on my finger. I just use my God-given paint brushes. Just use it. Your fingers are okay. This glue's going to come right off. And I'm going to press that down where it'll kind of stay. And then we'll put this one on. I don't know why this meter is making noise today. I'm sorry, y'all. Give me just a sec here. Okay. I do have a meter, and I had to get a new kind, and so that wasn't exactly perfect on the edges, but it is okay because I am okay with not being perfect. If you're a perfectionist, then you may want to make sure yours are just perfect when you put it on. And I measured, but you know, sometimes it's the print. sometimes it's the print. I'm not going to let it sweat me at all. I'm going to move this one. My glue's still wet. I'm going to move it over just a little bit, and that'll make that look a little bit better. There we go. Y'all, it's a craft, and I tell people I'm an artist, and artists are not perfect, and so you have to just not let that bother you. Perfection will slow you down sometimes, so just do what you feel is the best. I like that. That's looking good. Look how pretty that made that. That yellow just brightened it up, didn't it? Now we can either put some oxide on there, or we could put a little bit of the yellow in the lemon crinkle. I don't think that's going to lighten it up a little bit. And you can also use your Paint Pixie paint. So let me put a little water in there with our chocolate souffle. I'm going to put a little bit of water. Let's see if I can get just a little bit of that with a dry brush. I'm going to wipe some of it back. And I just use these inexpensive Dollar Tree brushes to dry brush. I'm going to take some off. And I'm just going to go on it just a little bit like that. I'm going to show y'all what it looks like. This is just getting it a little bit of dry brush so it looks a little bit more of an antique look. So you don't have to have oxide. You can use your paints. Never be afraid to use your paints. Just water them down and get you a dry brush. You want a dry brush, and you're going to see the difference. Let me get some on here, and I'm going to show y'all the difference in the way that it looks. And I think you're going to like it. Here we go. Here's this one with the dry brush. Here's this one plain. Look at the difference in the way that that stands out. Isn't that gorgeous? Yes. Play with your dry brush. I love dry brushing. I love the oxide. I love all those things. So see, I haven't even put any more paint in my brush. I'm still using what I have. I'm just kind of brushing it in, rubbing it in a little bit. And then you can put your force field over all of this, and it's going to hold all this. I don't even usually put it on, but you definitely can, and that's going to help it hold. And you see how you've got some dry brush on there just to bring that out a little bit. Now it's still drying, just a little bit in between. And then you can do the same thing on the edge. Let me get a little bit more on the edge of your picture. You can do that as a dry brush on there as well. You see how I'm just using the paint to make myself a dry brush? Get a little bit off. Then you can just go, and it's not going to hurt if it get a little bit on the side of your piece, but you could do this ahead of time as well. But you see how I'm blending those edges down of my print? That way they're not looking so stark, and they look more like an antique look. I'll hold it up again for you in just a sec. But I like a little of that look on mine, so I like to do the edges of my paper. I'm one that doesn't like that white stark on my paper on the edge. I like to antique it a little bit. You'll find that out that I love that. I'm going to put a little bit more on this one because it needs to match the other one. Let's put a little bit right there. Now look at the difference. You see the difference? Look, see how much better that looks? I love that. Now, we can put a small bow up here, but it would have to be here on the top. I kind of like that like that. Do y'all like it like that? I do. Give me a heart if y'all like that. Y'all give me a heart. You do? Yes, that just tones it down just a little bit and gives it an antique look. And I believe that this looks antique. Now, we could put a bow on it. I'm thinking here. We could put, let me think for just a minute. I'm thinking a bow's going to kind of cover those leaves at the top. So I don't know that I want to do a bow. What are y'all thinking? Thank you, Josie. Yes, you can use your paints. Dry brush with your paints. Don't buy all that extra stuff. Take some paint, water it down. You got a stain. You can also use that as a stain. So if we were staining this piece, you can take that same paint and you can rub it in and stain your piece. It will work just as well. I'm using my dry brush right now, but it will stain your piece as well. So don't worry about it being, and I'm going to put a little bit here at the edge to bring that in, each corner. I like a little dry brush, and I'm just going to put that on my corners, on my edges. And if your glue, should come on down and dry. If it doesn't, put you a little extra glue, because this is a little thicker mold. Yes, the mold was, let me see if I can find which one it was, y'all. Let me see which one it was. Was it this one? I believe it was, it may have been this one. And this one is an IOD mold. I think it was this one. I have several that are kind of like that are similar, but I believe it was that one. I'm looking, y'all. Yeah, I believe that was it. I'm looking to see if it was this one. No. So you can use any of your molds that you want for this material. I'm kind of liking it like that. Do y'all like it like that? And then I think I'm going to put my, now I could use a ribbon hanger if I wanted to, but my thing is I think I'm going to change on that side and put fall. So let's leave this one right now and let's think about it, because I'm thinking if we put a bow up here, it's going to kind of take away from that. You could also put a piece of Totally Dazzle on there if you wanted to give it a little look. That might be pretty. Might have a piece of that would work. Let me see this piece right here. I got a couple of pieces over here. Let's see, y'all excuse me, I'm having to stretch a minute. There's all kinds of little pretties. This is a piece I found in my stash that I really liked, but it's kind of small. So maybe a bigger piece like that might look good up there at the top. We'll think about that. Let's put that one to the side. I am going to put a, some jute on there. Let me get a piece. So I think I am going to use the other side. So in preparation for that, I'm just going to put a little piece of jute here. Now, if it bothers you to see the jute, put you a little something on the edge. A little half bead. You could take a little bead, a little half bead, like one of these, and put it on there, and that will cover it up. So if that bothers you to see that, and it doesn't look finished to you, take you a little bead and put on there, and that'll still make it look nice. So I'm just going to put just a tad of glue. And you don't want to do this on a real heavy piece because it may not hold. And if you're going to put it on a heavier piece, I would say go ahead and put you down some E6000 or the B7000 on there to help hold it. That would be my advice on that. And I'm going to do it about right here, so I'm going to cut that off. I always cut more than I need just in case. I'm just going to put some hot glue for right now. But if I decide that it's too, if I put something heavy on there, I would want to give it 2 kinds of glue, just as a precaution. Just as a precaution. And when you hang that, it's still going to hang perfectly fine. You just might need a long nail or screw and have to leave it sitting out just a little bit because this is going to be against the wall. But I have done this and it's worked fine. If it doesn't seem to work, then you may have to move your jute. But I've had good luck with it. But let that dry real well before you hang it. All right, y'all, now let's get to our next project. Let me see if this one's dry enough, see if it comes out. It may have to dry a little bit more. Let's see if I can get it started. No, it's still a little sticky. Okay, that one's still got to dry too. I'll put that back in my freezer. Okay, y'all, this is what else I have. Now, let me show you. This is Kathy's, I want to say it's called, I'm pretty sure it's lemon pie. Lemon pie. I made a little stand with it. She still has this in her stash. Isn't she cute? It reminds me of my grandmother. She always wore an apron. I love this. So I just took a piece and put it on this little piece of wood, put some little feet on there, and made a little stand. So this is one of Kathy's lemon pies. Any of Josie's colors would look great with this. And I also took one of my stamps and I just stamped it right there. So I wanted to show you that piece. And then I took another piece of it and made a little hanging tag. So this is just on a piece of cardstock, a little hanging tag. I put a little print on it, and this is real cute on a gift, and it's cute on some of your projects. So just make you some little tags. They're fun too. Sometimes you have leftover paper. So this is my plans for this. I have this little, and I think I'm going to use this one. I have this little print here. It's called Life Gets Sweeter in the Summertime. This is by my friend, oh gosh, y'all, now my name finally, my Sweet Home Lit, no, my home of all seasons, I believe. I'm pretty sure my home of all seasons. If you look in my Pinterest, you can find the link to her things. Now, you will have to send her your email, and she will give you a code to use in her library. You can print out anything you want, use it like you want, anything you want to do with it. And these come in at 8.5 by 11. I made this one a 4 by 6 so that I could put it on this cutting board. That Life Gets Sweeter in the Summertime. Love the barn. And then the other one is for fall. And she is a sweet, her name is Denise, and she has tons of free printables, so you can definitely go there. Now this side was already painted in this color. I had something different on it, and I could put one of them on there, but it does need repainting. So I'm going to go ahead and use some of my cream puff. Oh, good. Yeah, we're just a little bit over the 10 o'clock, so I'm going to go ahead and do this real quick and show you this. And I'm just going to paint this one in, I want a better brush than that. I got to wash brushes again. Here's my other Paint Pixie. I knew it was here. Here's my other Paint Pixie brush. Okay. And I'm just going to give it a cream puff on this one. I'm not going to crackle this one or anything. I'm just going to cream puff it. And I'm going to paint those edges as well. And then the other side is going to be the fall. I'll just kind of show you what we're going to do. Now the other side I may go ahead and crackle. That's what I probably should have done on this side. But I'm just going to leave it just like this for right now. Not going to worry about it. Now, if you wanted to crackle, you can come back and repaint it. It'll still paint over this. You don't have to worry about it having the cream. You can do whatever colors you want. And you could have two colors to scrape off if you wanted to use this cream. Then you could put a dark, and both colors will probably come through. So I'm just going to get this painted up. We're just going to use this one today. You also can use some of the paint to dry brush. So right now we'll just paint the surface and get it done. Dry that up. I'll show you these prints real quick. And these are in my Pinterest under printables, and then you'll look under my home of all seasons. That will have her prints in there. You will have to find her information and email her and tell her that you want to join. She doesn't send you many emails. I get once every, I only get like a couple of years. She just is a very busy person. She moved and she has been busy with that. And she will give you the password that you need, and all of her things are free. It doesn't cost you anything. She just puts you on her email list to send you updates. The only thing that I've gotten from her is just an update. Hey, I've added some new prints. She's a very, very sweet lady that just loves to share with others. Her name is Denise. show you this one real quick and show you what we're going to do to the other side. And then what I like to do with these little cutting boards is I love to put these up on my counter underneath my cabinets, because I just need a little something there, and I love cutting boards. And if you use these, what I would say that you need to do if you use them is that you need to put a piece of wax paper underneath if you're going to use them for food. I thought you had already gone, hon. Oh, you're back already? Oh, that was quick. Anyway, my honey says hi. And I've already torn the edges of this, John. I'm going to do some water pen on the top and just take a little bit of that off. You can tear it without having to put water on it. But you have to be very careful that you don't tear your print. So you can tear it, but just be careful. I'm just going to put a little water on the bottom, take a little bit. I may need more off the top. And when you don't put a lot of water, you sometimes don't get as much of a tear, but I'm okay with that too. How many of you love to tear the edges? Give me a heart if you love to tear the edges. Thank y'all for hanging in with me today. Okay, we might need a little bit more off on this. Now, I'm going to leave room for a bow. What I like to do is I like to make a bow and put some Velcro on there so that you can take it off. Now, you see how this is cream and this is white. That's okay. Does not have to be a perfect color or anything has to be perfectly matchy-matchy. I'm going to round these edges off just a little bit. I'm just going to do that so it doesn't look so square and gives it a little bit more interest there. And you see how that tore right off without any problem? Just have to be a little careful. I like that. I like that better. That kind of matches that up. I'm going to take the very edge right here. I think we're going to have to turn on the air conditioner. It is getting... Sweetie, you need to close the windows. So in the south, it's hot. It starts getting warm about this time. We usually can leave our windows open for just a little while and just enjoy some fresh air. Air your house out, but then it gets hot quick. So I'm going to use the force field again. I'm going to put that underneath. You love the torn edges too? I just think it gives it more interest. I just love that interest on it. Yeah. Uh-oh, I picked up some stuff, so let me try my other side. Sometimes you pick up all kinds of things off your board where you tear, where you have some wood and things like that. Now, I kind of punch it like this, just kind of do that, and then I kind of smooth it out. That way I'm getting all my surface there. All right. Now what I'm going to do is probably take either some of the brown and dry brush this edge, or you can use some yellow. Would you turn on the air, please? I mean, will you close the windows, please? It's starting to... Oh, they are? Okay. Yeah, because I felt the air conditioner come on. You can leave the door open too, sweetie, if you're not going to be...
No, I'm going outside.
Okay, do you mind leaving it open then? Thank you. All right, thank you, love. My husband is a sweetheart. He's very supportive of my crafting, and my stuff is everywhere, but I'm in his office, so he says, can you clean that up? Yes, sometimes it makes a mess. So look how cute that is. Isn't that cute but simple? Now, I can take a little bit of that yellow and dry brush a little yellow around it, or we can leave it like that and just put a little bit more of that brown. I'm thinking the brown's going to look the best. I've still got some brown paint over here, so we're still using it. I'm going to put just a little bit of water, and I've got to fill my water up today. It's getting a little low, and I do use distilled water, y'all, to mix my paints. I'm going to tell you, if you want to put water with your paint or in your paint bottle, use distilled water. Regular water, there's no telling what's in it that comes out of your tap, a lot of chlorine, things like that. It can deteriorate your paint. It can make it mold. Use distilled water. Use distilled water, the best thing. I'm just going to tell you because I've experienced that. Okay, and then we're just going to take a little bit and put on our edge. just like we did before. And just make that look a little bit more antique. Okay, just like that. Alright, we've got this now. We've got some ribbon. I just pulled some yellows and some creams, and I might need a little bit more of that. Put that right there. Now let me find out what I did with my, there it is. Okay. You can buy this at the dollar store. I take it and split it to where I can make more of them. So I'm just going to take and split both of these, because I'm going to use this on my bow. Okay. So let's get our bow made. This is just going to be something very simple. The other side is going to have our little, and listen, see how you can tear the paper? This is rice paper. This is rice paper. This isn't plain paper. It is rice, but it still will tear. Just keep your finger against it. And look at that color in this fall. That is so cute. This one's going to go on the other side, and I think what I'll do is I'll take a little bit of the apricot spritz. Excuse me, not apricot, yeah. Apenol, or Aperol, which one is it? Spritz. I want to call it, I look at it every time and call it the wrong name, but it's okay. You see what color it is. Mix a little bit of this, a little bit of your, maybe your cream or your brown if you want it a little darker, more rust colored. I'm going to put that on here and probably do a crackle on that side, but I will post a picture of that. So we're going to do this. We're going to take our ribbon and go ahead and make our bow. I think I did a small bow might work. Yeah, let me get the small one. Y'all, let me get my small one here. Now this is the smaller bow dabra, and my friend Missy sent me this. We're just going to take our ribbons. This is just a little piece of some check material that was coffee stained. I'm going to put that in there. Let me get it. You turn it over. You can order some of these prints that have the same pattern on each side, and you can do it that way. So because we're not going to want it real long with this particular piece, because you don't want to cover up, I'm going to go ahead and do 2 loops. So I'm going to do 1 up, 1 down, just like that. So I've got 2 loops on each side with that one. I'm going to take a little piece of cream, and this one, it looks like it's a piece of some cotton material. It's not the, so I do mine like this sometimes for a little bow, and then I'm going to push it back up. We'll trim those off, and then I'm going to put one on this side. You also can take, I just had it, that little piece. Here it is. You can also take this and use it to, let's see, remember which way it goes, y'all. I thought it goes that way. Maybe it's this way. You can take it and put it in between, excuse me, this direction, and you can push them down a little bit. I don't usually use this. I had to think, I saw somebody using it the other day. Let's put a little bit of this yellow in there. I just hold mine up, kind of see where the middle is, and I'm just going to put a piece of it in like that. Use it, and I'm just going to double do it as well. You can't put a lot in this, so you kind of have to use what you think. I'm thinking, do I want to use another piece? I think I will use a little piece of lace. I'm just going to stick that in there. I'm not going to make a bow, and then I'm going to use this is a piece of cotton here. I'll put those over there out of the way. I won't need as much, so I'm going to cut that off just a little bit. And we will double bow it. And you, of course, could use a piece of ribbon under here. If you wanted a ribbon instead of that jute, you can do that as well. So let's do this one the same way. And I think we will leave it, no, let's leave this one a little long and we can trim it off. I think I'm going to like that better. Then you're just going to tie it, take it out, tie it as tight as you can get it. Then you're going to turn over to the back, and I do mine twice. I wrap it around again for a double tightness, And then I usually don't use my sewing scissors to cut this jute. There we go. Now, you want to fluff this out. Put that over here on the side. We're just going to fluff it. I'm going to pull some of these up that have gotten down. And then I'm going to, you see how you can pull your ribbons to whatever size you want. So if it got a little long, just take your ribbon and pull it however you want it. We're going to trim some of that off. Now we have our little bow that's going to go on there. Isn't that cute? It's a cute little bow. I'm going to put it on here. Oh, I think that's going to be cute. That's going to be just perfect. I'll move it up on the handle just a little bit. And I may add that lemon, but it looks kind of big, so I might add the lemon to the other piece. We might have a couple of these lemons. This one I halved. It's just styrofoam. You can make these out of the pixie dough. So I may use that on the other project. So let's just take this and let's trim it. Let's trim our ribbon just a little bit because we're going to put this here and it's going to kind of hang down. So I'm going to go ahead and cut those up and cut those up like that. We may have to trim it some more. Now I'm going to take my piece here that I cut off. I'm going to put the smooth side on here. So let's see about where I'm going to put my bow. Right there. Okay, it has sticky on it, but I will tell you, I would still use some hot glue to put it on. You're going to put that there. You're going to take your other end. Try to do it the same direction, however you cut it. You're going to put a little glue on that, on your bow. You're going to put that right there. And I may put a little button on there. Then you're just going to press it down, and I'm going to let it dry before I ever pull it back off your Velcro. And then you can take these off, and I'm going to Velcro a ribbon on that side for the fall, and these can be taken off and stored, and that way you can remove your ribbons. It's an inexpensive way to have your ribbons where you can change them up and move them. Maybe you're going to use this a little later and you want a little different color, or you want some green or something else. You can always make you another bow. I'll do the same thing on that side. So let's see if we've got maybe a little button to put in the middle. Might be cute. If I had a little bitty lemon, that would be cute. I don't really, but you know, you could paint one up too with a little wood piece. That one's kind of big. Wasn't crazy about that. Let me see what we got here. Let me see if I've got some lighter colored buttons. I do see some yellow in here. Give me a second, y'all. My drawer is stuck. There we go. Okay, I do see some, oh, I see some yellow. Oh, that one's kind of a goldy yellow. It kind of matches the truck. Let me see what y'all think of that one. I kind of like that one. Is that too gold? It matches your truck. Yeah, I think so. I think it'll be fine. Let's do that. Let's do that. Thank y'all for hanging with me. Thank you. Thank you, Deborah. Yeah, thank y'all for staying with me. I just wanted to show you some different things that you can do and using your prints. And I learned the Velcro from somebody else years ago, and I thought, what a great idea. I forget about it, and then I was taking something out, and I thought, that is such a good idea to be able to take your bows on and off, because when you're using a two-side, I wouldn't want my yellow bow to show on this side if I use this side. So I can do the Velcro, and that works great. I love the button on there. The button's cute. So here's our little easy peasy. You can put some more dry brush on here. I probably will take a little bit more of the paint and just do a little bit more dry brush around here to kind of blend that in so it's not so white. A little bit up in here as well. Then we have this, and then we have this cute lemon. Y'all give me some comments. Let me know what you thought. I could definitely put a ribbon up here at the top. I'm not sure. Another cute thing would be to take some ribbon and put it around the edge. The only reason I didn't do that is because I thought I might use this two-sided and put a fall print in here. So that's the reason I didn't do it that way. But I love this little lemon print, something simple, but you see how you can use the molds. And I had another little mold done as well with the pixie dough here, and this one would also be pretty. Now I don't want to cover up my summertime, but if I put a fall on that side, I could definitely put a little mold here. And this is the pixie dough as well, just a little mold on that side. So those are your ideas for today. The lemon, definitely, if I find that other piece of the lemon, that might be cute, just to put a little lemon or something up here at the top. That would be a cute idea as well. So that's what I have for you today. Simple, easy decorating. Simple and easy decorating. I hope that y'all enjoyed these and like these today. I decided I would just do kind of simple so that you could see that you can use decoupage or anything that you want. I'll show you Kathy's again. Somebody asked about those. Yes, I believe this is called lemon pie. Lemon pie. You can also take your stamps and stamp around these if you want to for something different. All kinds of things you can do. Just do what you like. This is a little stand. You could put this in your kitchen and put this against the wall and have you a cute little stand for this as well. You also could put this print. You can resize your print, and you could put that on there. So all kinds of great ideas that you can do with that. Hope that y'all enjoyed these today and that you will stay tuned. And we will let you know if we're on next week or the next. Probably be on again next week as far as I know, unless there's something else coming up. Y'all know a lot of things are busy in the summer. I have to just kind of check the schedule. But look for us. Josie will let you know that I'll be guesting, and I also have it on my page. So again, thank you for being here. Thank you for your comments. I will go back and read them. Thank you so much, Teresa. Thank you so much. You're very sweet. You like them? Well, good, good. And Kathy has got some brand new prints out for Christmas, and she'll be doing some more soon to add to her collection. She's got several lemon things, the lemon pie. There's some other lemon things and some sunflowers. Y'all can go and check those out. You can still use Josie's paint with all of those. She has a bunch of prints that go great with Josie's paints and the molds. So y'all go and do that. Get you some pixie dough, play with it. I'm telling you, you'll have fun with it. It's like Play-Doh. It's like using Play-Doh, but not on your hands like Play-Doh. So you'll like it. It's like having marshmallow cream. So y'all have a wonderful and blessed day. Thank you for being with us, and we'll see you again very soon. Be sure and share us out, spread us out, so that people can come and watch Josie's page. And I appreciate her letting me be here today. Thank you.